Just moving around.
Move that much. You can go a little that way, otherwise I'm really good. Hello, hello. Here we are, the Tipsy Realtor. We have a full house today. Myself, Victoria, Anna, and we have Ian Watt here to talk about our subject today, which is buying a house after post-secondary. But we're making a drink called Fuzzy Comfort because after you get your education, you're a little bit fuzzy and a little bit comfortable.
Or not. But that's what Ian here to educate us how fuzzy and comfortable you can be. But let's start with the fun part.
The fun part is the
Can you see
cocktail.
there's like a row of bottles? Can you see the row of bottles?
The huge row of bottles, because this drink actually has quite a bit of different kind of alcohol in it. So we're starting with an ice-filled mixer, and we've got Fifth and Vermouth again. Thank you so much for everything, which is fantastic. We're going to do the half an ounce of Southern Comfort.
See that one right.
What's great is actually when I made everyone's drink for this is I actually made it in a big, huge jug. So this is a great drink if you're...
Yeah, it's a stir drink. We're not shaking it. So we made a big jug. There's a little bit more people in our audience today.
Exactly.
So everybody gets one.
So
good for a backyard party.
We should have had it like the talking people. Like,
I bet you we could get Alexa to do it if we asked. Yeah. So we're putting in the sloe gin, the orange juice, the peach schnapps, the rum. Sloe gin. I have no idea. Actually, I'll be honest. What sloe gin is? It's just a different kind of gin.
Berry. It's something familiar.
Oh, it is like sweet. It's got a, I don't know.
And then you put it all together and you just stir it.
Peach schnapps, rum, Southern Comfort, sloe gin. Wow.
Yeah, and then we've got rum, and you can see our glasses aren't big enough to take it all, so we've got a little left over. And then what we did actually for garnish is, because it's my favorite time of year, I put only the flowers I put in my garden are edible flowers. So I've actually taken a dried orange slice and one of the edible flowers in my garden, and we put it on as a garnish, and here you go, a beautiful cocktail for you and all your friends.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right. Look at that beauty.
Gorgeous.
And a cool glass too.
You sip it because you got to watch out for the flower.
That's pretty good.
Well, it's pretty good.
That's good. We got a yes from Victoria. Yeah. That means it's really good.
Might be dangerous.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out what kind of reminds
me. It's not strong. It's like it's so many flavors all in once. I can feel peach, definitely. And
definitely
orange.
peach. It's very good.
The peach is kind of the nice part about it. It's kind of refreshing. Like this is a super refreshing drink. You could serve this at brunch.
Yes.
Ooh, instead of a mimosa.
Definitely.
Instead of a mimosa, like this would be a great.
In it, so definitely going to brunch.
You know it's for breakfast.
Yeah,
if it has orange juice.
Exactly. Yeah. This is a brunch drink.
Every time there is a Southern Comfort in a cocktail, I always get weary because I don't know how much I'm actually gonna like it. Because being part of the post-secondary, which we're going to be talking about, there's a lot of Southern Comfort was consumed one night. It was not good in the next.
Some bad memories there.
Mine was gin. A piney gin was my trauma alcohol moment.
Have you heard of Bacardi Limon?
No.
Oh yeah, don't.
It's like a rum?
Yeah, it's like a lemon rum. It's the devil.
Yeah, no, but I would have to say, though it's tasting super refreshing and orange juicy, it is strong.
It is, yeah.
I actually feeling it. Because I am actually having this for breakfast.
And
Cheers.
And we have a lot more, so we're gonna see how it's gonna go after.
That's right.
So I guess because you said we have Ian as a guest, but I think we need to introduce who's actually Ian. Yeah, but he's working for Advanced Mortgage. He's a mortgage broker, one of the best in Calgary.
Yes, and he has been on our show more than once or twice now.
This is my third.
So he's like our Tipsy Realtor resident
recurring guest now.
But thank you for your time again, Ian, because obviously when we start looking at the topic, we realize it's a little bit more complex to talk about from real estate point of view, how to get a home after your post-secondary education is done, right?
Yeah, we thought it was going to be a lot more black and white, but once we started talking to Ian, we're like, yeah, you got to come on the show.
It's definitely a case by case thing, but the good news is if you put in the work and you've got like a 2-year certificate or you've got a 4-year degree or a doctorate or whatever it is, you've put in the work, and now you've got a job in that field. We can pretty much get you a house right away. So we almost never have to wait for the 3-month probationary period to be over, which is really nice. In some cases, if you are a doctor, a dentist, or a veterinarian, we can actually get you a mortgage before you're even done school.
Wow.
In your last year of school, we can use a projected income for you and qualify you right away.
That's amazing.
What?
Right? And it's a large number too.
Well,
so
that's
you can get into a house that you'll actually want to stay in for a while, which is great. And then if you're in your first 2 years of practice, if you're a doctor, dentist, or a veterinarian as well, usually we're looking for most people that are business for self, like doctors often are, we're usually looking for a 2-year history. But in the first 2 years, we'll actually use that projected income as well. So we don't have to worry about having 2 years of financials behind you. If you've got that degree, we can make it happen.
All right. So that long education to become a doctor will pay off in other way. That's like a big bonus. I had no idea about.
But the student loans still are taken into a part because you kind of you tapped on the student loan part, and it was once you started talking about that, I'm like, yeah, I'm out. You need to come on the show.
Yeah. So for all student loans, they might not be in repayment yet. You're fresh out of school. Maybe you've got a grace period of a few years. So on your credit bureau, it's showing as 0 payment. But we do still have to factor something in for those. Every lender is going to be different, and this is where it's important to know who you're working with, so we can kind of strategize and take you to the right place. We might have to use 1% of the balance as your payment, maybe 2%, maybe 3%, depending on the lender. If they are showing as repayment, then we'll just use whatever the amount is per month.
Is there any requirements to down payments and all this?
We can do the minimum, 5% down, no problem. There's no minimum requirement. As long as you're at that minimum 5%, we can do it. Obviously, if you can get to 20%, we can avoid the CMHC insurance premium, which is nice, but it's not necessary.
But a lot of times, though, you get these starving students, and they're coming out of school, and they don't have the down payment because they've spent everything they have on being in school and cutting their expenses and all that kind of stuff. But that's when they can do that January or February thing where they get that RSP loan and then they get that refund of taxation to get that down payment. So you may graduate in May or June, but comes January, you might be able to have your down payment and qualify.
And you can double dip too, right? You can use the RSP program, and there's the new first-time home buyer savings account program, which you can contribute up to $8,000 a year, up to a maximum of $40,000. So you can get the tax break on both of those. If you have the money, you might as well put it in those accounts, get the tax break, and then take it out when you're ready to buy it.
And sometimes it might be smart if you're on a business where once you come out of school, you get to negotiate that contract of employment. You may want to ask for a signing bonus at the beginning to get you that large lump sum payment so you can actually get a down payment on a house.
That's a really good idea. And I mean, we can use that money right away because it's coming from your employer, no problems at all. And a lot of times employers are really hungry to keep their staff happy. So definitely a good idea.
Now, another thing to know is that if your job requires you to move, you can actually negotiate, because now you're employable, all that kind of stuff, that you actually may have to move or be moving to Calgary because this is where you're getting employed. You can negotiate in transfer bonuses or help in buying a house, depending on the company. There's a lot of actually relocation programs that you can do inside your company or negotiate as part of your employment contracts once you do get out of school so that you can start with a solid foundation and building your life from there. So don't think that when you're out of school, when you finish school, that you're kind of abandoned and you've got no assets. You can actually negotiate a lot into those contracts to help you get that first house as soon as you're out of school, because like Ian said, you qualify.
Yeah.
And it makes more sense to get into that house, sooner rather than later, because as we all know, prices are going nowhere but up.
Yeah.
So even if, rates might seem high today, well, it's still better to get in now at a higher rate than waiting a few years and your house is now what, 100,000 or 200,000 more than what it would have been today.
Well, when you're paying rent, it's 100%, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the joke. Oh, 4 or 5% is such a high mortgage rate. Well, rent is 100%.
Yeah.
So,
So let me ask you one question. Like, if you had a huge advice, like for the students who, let's say, they're halfway through or just kind of thinking, like, I'm going to go to university, I'm going to graduate, I'm going to buy a house or a condo, move, what are one thing, like, not to do?
don't buy a car.
Okay.
The biggest mistake so many clients make, not just new students or graduating students, but everyone, is, usually when you're buying a house, there's a lot of life changes happening. You could be getting married, having kids, growing your family. A lot of times that means bigger house, bigger car. Don't get the car first, because that car payment can ruin your chances of getting a house.
Right.
And I mean, you can always qualify for the car after the fact. It's easy, very easy to get a car loan, but getting a home loan is a very different matter.
So basically reduce your debt to income ratio, right? So
Exactly.
reduce that accumulative debt. What if you people have, let's say students have accumulated the loan and the debt on MasterCard or Visa or things like that because they have to live on it? Because sometimes they work maybe part-time and sometimes expenses.
And what about credit score?
Yeah, like how would they,
So
would you make them plan, help them plan
a good
that?
idea for them, a lot of times you can get a student line of credit from your bank. Banks are very flexible
Okay.
with people that are actually bettering themselves and going to school and
Right.
learning
What's the
something new.
difference between regular one?
Usually a slightly better rate. Yeah,
Okay.
some better terms.
low
So
rate.
if you have some high interest credit card debt, maybe look at getting a student line of credit and moving that debt over so we can reduce the monthly payment.
Yeah.
If you do have a car payment already and it's too late, we can actually look at moving that car payment into another family member's name for a period of time so that it's no longer showing on your credit report. So ask mom or dad to take over your car loan for a period of time, and you can take it back over once you've qualified for the house.
Because you have to remember sometimes, like in what we're talking about, sometimes you have the money to pay the bills. But when the bank looks at your profile, they qualify you or not qualify you for a certain amount, right? And that car payment make a difference, or having a low interest rate credit card debt will make an interest difference between the credit card with a high interest rate.
But you guys actually all brought up great points. What about gifted down payments? Because that's actually the one thing we didn't talk about. A lot of times, like I know when I graduated real estate school, which isn't a real thing, but that sounds really nice.
It's a real thing.
I got my real estate license. Both my parents gave me a gift of money, right? Because they're like, I'm so proud of you. You didn't end up in jail. It's super exciting. Thank you for being a contributing member of society. And they both gave me gifts of money to say they were proud of me so that I could move on with my life. Gifted down payments is another way. If your parents are gifting you money, you may want to use that money, but there's a requirement, isn't there?
Requirement.
Well, like you have to sign.
Oh, it's just a gift letter. Super easy.
Gift letter.
It's one of the easiest things we could
Is
ever
there any
do.
limitation?
There is no limit. If we are doing a gift larger than 100,000, we will probably need to see bank statements from the parents' accounts as well. But under 100,000, we just need a gift letter and the deposit coming into your account showing you're getting the money. Most people under the age of 40 that are buying a large home are usually getting some help from their parents these days. I mean, housing is expensive. We're seeing a lot of the older generations doing reverse mortgages even to get that down payment out of their house to give it to their kids. So it's almost like a living inheritance. They'd rather see their kids enjoy this money now rather than waiting until they die.
And of course, there's a co-signing too, if the parents are willing to co-sign to help the kids to buy their first home. Just have to remember that
we have to factor in all of their debt as well. But if they have strong income, that can outweigh that, and that can be a really good way to go. And you brought up credit scores as well. That's a really important question because you do have to have a credit score of about 650 or higher. Another issue I've seen with students is a lot of times they've worked really hard. They've never had any credit. Their parents have paid their way through school. They don't have a credit card. They don't have a car loan, which is great and very good behavior. But unfortunately, you don't exist in the eyes of the credit world. So you do need to have at least 2 items showing on your credit report for a minimum of 2 years. So
and that's kind of catch-22, right? Like you want to be like very careful not to accumulate the debt, but in a way you have to show the lender that you can carry the debt and pay for it because mortgage basically your monthly debt that you will have to be paying it off, right?
So it's funny because just talking about this, my one child, well, I have 2, but the one of them is one is actually about to turn 18 in less than, oh dear gosh, 8 days.
Oh my God, I was like, what's today?
8 days. No, 8 days. In 8 days, he will be 18. And one of the first things I'm doing is I'm going out. I will co-sign an RSP loan for him to help him build credit and get RSPs, and he'll pay the RSP loan back because he has a job. And we're also going out and getting him to put $250 down to get a $250 credit card, start building that credit for him. because I know how important it is, because as soon as he's done his post-secondary, I want him to have the credit score to be able to turn around and buy his first house.
It's so important, and something that a lot of people don't think about. You have to have credit, and you do need to use it to a certain extent too. You can't just have it and let it sit there and do nothing. My advice is, of course, pay it off as much as you can. Don't leave a balance hanging. If you are going to keep a balance, leave it at less than 50% of your limit. You never want to look like you're maxing out your credit. That looks bad. So keep it at less than 50% of your limit, and you'll be okay.
And I think it's important, like, how Robin is going about, like, so you start the kids early. When you can still supervise them, when you can still control, not like me, who I got a card when I was already in university. Well, yeah, I maxed that thing out. And of course, my mom had to pay for it because it took it like shopping spree in Europe. So, yeah, it was great. Yeah, but, but the kids, even these days, they know more, right?
Yeah.
Like, I was new to Canada, so, there's, like, a lot of things going on.
No, they're definitely more conscious.
Yeah, here, they know that you can pay by card. There's bills. There is, like, a lot more engagement from kids to be in this life than I think ever before.
Yeah.
But now, taking that engagement and eagerness to learn and show them how to do it the right way versus the wrong way
Absolutely.
is, I think it's a great, and hence, when they graduate, they will be. Do you have an Amazon package coming?
No, but you guys keep going.
Okay.
Sorry.
Maybe they came for more drinks. Yeah. Anyway, but it's so important to get the students ready, because we make so many mistakes as a student in terms of how we budget in our life, how we're behaving, because we want to experience the life and learn, and then get a job and get a house after it, right? And we make so many mistakes.
So you need to educate your kids from the very beginning how to have a good relationship
and
with money.
Let's say you guys are already in post-secondary and you don't really sure yet how it's gonna work out for you, but you're interested about the topic, please contact us. Contact Ian directly. If you can't find Ian, oh my God, Rob, what are you doing? the audience is getting crazy.
They really want to drink. I don't know.
So please contact us, and we
I thought I heard drinks.
This is the time where you bring husband to work.
We'll leave him at daddy daycare next time.
Oh my God. Yeah. I forgot. It's worth $1.
Anyway, call us. We'll educate you on the best step to take to get ready to buy a house.
So, after all that,
We bring in kids on the Tipsy all the time, and no one ever noticed that because everybody sits quiet there, like it's just a kid.
It's the adults you have to watch out for.
But the husband is not a good idea yet.
that was a husband fail. Epic husband
We have
fail. That was
price
awesome.
time.
Okay, price.
So there's two of this wonderful mugs, self-stirring.
Yeah, you get a pair of those.
Self-stirring.
Yeah, and then this thing is super cool.
That's cool.
So first of all, you can put your beer in it. It keeps it cold.
Okay.
It ridiculously keeps it cold.
And
then if you
out
put
of control in this thing.
and you put you put it down and you fill this and it'll fill, and then as soon as you lift it up, it's an ounce. So it's a measured ounce of alcohol, and
So
it goes right in the drink.
If you just take a fun cocktail while you're camping,
Yeah.
that's it. That's all you need. Self-stirring, self-measuring cup that keeps it cool.
Your husband just commented that husbands are the best.
He likes the words of affirmation. That's his love language. He has no problem giving it to himself.
Oh my.
All right.
We're glad you're here, Rob.
I hope you enjoyed the drink. So yes, you get 2 pairs. This, and it's Canada.
Made in Canada.
Made in Canada.
Absolutely.
Okay. So thank you everybody for entering. I have a wheel here ready to go. So we're gonna spin the wheel. And I'm gonna hold it so everybody can see it's
He's
soft.
just gonna keep posting. Husbands are the best.
Okay. Oh, Olga
Zuzula.
Zuzula. There you go.
You're gonna love these, Olga.
Yes. Hopefully you like camping or the backyard. She has a backyard yet?
No. Hopefully you just
Yeah,
like
sure.
camping.
She likes
and hopefully you just like drinking.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, excellent.
If you're watching this show, you probably do.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yes, super cool prize. See, like now I can't even speak because I'm like off sorts. Margarita freezer
Oh, that's cool.
cooling cup. Oh my goodness, that's kind of cool.
No,
So
I guess we need to show this
It's
first.
not cool.
How it works.
Well,
So it's got like a layer of ice that keeps it icy in the sun.
oh, so you freeze
Nice.
the cup.
So you,
Okay.
yeah, so you can put
I don't-
water
it's-
inside,
it's
and
not
then it
open.
freezes.
Yeah.
Or maybe you don't need to put water inside, and then it freezes. You put them in the freezer, and then you
Oh,
come
maybe there's
out.
like a
You
thing.
put your margaritas in, and we're doing this because it's summer,
staying cold.
and you need to keep your drinks cold.
Yeah,
Very important.
patio.
Without watering them down.
Yeah,
2 of those.
you get 2 of them for it's because it's not healthy to drink alone. Hopefully you have a drinking buddy. That's why we can always do everything in twos. But that's next month prize, June. So June will be our last month of the season, the Tipsy Realtors season 3, and then we're taking a break for the summer.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's your last chance to win something in season 3. We will have one show in July, I believe, right? The first week
Yeah,
of
just
July.
one, but it will continue. That'll just to be to tell you what the prize will be in September.
Yeah, so just so we can have like a drink before we go on holidays and tell you who won this.
But next week,
Yes.
Blushing Lady, and we're talking about the best ways to move up to a larger home because, of course, you walk in and you want to be like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. My house is so beautiful and large.
Obviously, that's the topic and the drink Robin came up with. Let's say that. But yeah, so next Wednesday, how you guys gonna please enter to win our prizes by liking our shows, loving it, put some heart to it. Tag your friends and family if you like the cocktail or the topic you think is good for like we can relate to. And of course, if you guys like the market right now, we have like this late spring market. So we still like
This is it. This is the spring market.
Well,
It's like
I'm still waiting.
the spring market kind of started in January and just keeps going.
Yeah, it's not gonna stop.
No, and someone
No,
asked me.
just wait. We're not there yet. Just wait. Already June. It's not spring market yet. Just wait.
Well, what's funny
we're
is
seeing more activity. So we're seeing more listings.
yeah,
We're still seeing strong buying force, which there is the demand. But the listings are coming out. Yes, there's still shortage of listings, especially in that like 550 and down price category, or those listings that everybody wants. Doesn't matter, like because it's a neighborhood, because it's area or specific type of home. We're still seeing a lot of that.
And we still have huge pool of waiting buyers, so that's why we still have competing offers.
Well, I laughed because I had a lady.
Has a few.
Yeah,
So they're getting desperate. She's getting desperate. Let's sell with some homes, okay?
I had a lady yesterday that I did a listing presentation on. She's like, so do you think it's going to slow down in the summer? I said, normally, yes. This year, no. It's not slowing down. We're going to just keep pushing ahead.
There's too much demand.
Yeah, and you have to remember, like, we've seen a lot of people coming from other provinces.
So many.
Generally, when I list a property close to the end of June, I'm worried about like July Lawn and Stampede because that's when everybody takes a break.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, like I'm now thinking like, well, how many people are gonna come and visit Calgary during those things and think like, okay, it was on my map because we have affordable living here in terms of like the pricing still in that like high 500s for average family home compared to BC and Ontario. So we're still gonna have maybe like some tourists who are looking to move to Calgary, and I think we're gonna see a lot of people like are looking for homes here in summer.
100%. So if you want to list, if you want to sell, if you want to buy, if you just have questions about real estate, on the screen is our name and our phone number. Give us a call. We will come out. We will help you out. We will explain things to you. Feel free to ask for our advice. We are here to help. There's no obligation. We really, really, really want to make sure you just make a good informed decision.
Yeah, and of course, if you guys have any questions about mortgages or you want to build a financial portfolio somehow and you have questions, Ian is your man. You guys can contact us anytime. We'll pass your information, or we will connect you with Ian as well. And we're going to actually post Ian's credentials on our site.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you, everyone. Have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Don't bring husband to work.
Cheers.
Cheers.